thank you to One Time Plumber for being the sponsor of our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio on this windy Thursday morning, and as we like to call it here, Friday Eve. That's right, tomorrow's Friday, so today's Friday Eve. And this morning on our program, we're going to be talking about the High Country Garden Club. In the studio to share more about this organization is President Jack Plutte. Good morning, Jack.
Oh, good morning, Plutte.
And member Dorothy Howell. Good morning, Dorothy.
Hi there, Chris.
And boy, the High Country Garden Club, if you have never heard of this club, I'm sure you've seen a lot of their work around town because they're very active and maintain some facilities, gardens, plants, in front of different facilities around town. And we're going to be just talking about more other things that the club does, fundraisers, plant sales.
Chris, if you see old people around town working in front of a building or something like that, and they're stooped over and they reach back and they have to pat their back just to stand up straight,
Yeah.
and then they go back down again, that's a good chance that's the garden club.
That's the garden club. That's
pretty much us.
That's
I think,
the giveaway, right?
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway. That's good. Well, when you mentioned in front of different businesses, buildings, what are some of the places that the garden club maintains?
The big thing is we've been in the Humane Society maintaining the gardens there. Last year we actually put together the memorial garden for Lucy, one of the projects that she wanted for years. And we've got trees planted there, a couple of bushes, and then we went across the street to the dog walking area, put a couple of big trees up there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that whole gravel front there, when the summer rains come, starts getting weeds in it, so we're overdoing that. The visitor center has a beautiful garden coming up the walkway. We maintain that and make it look welcoming to everybody. The library,
Yeah.
we did two years ago, I think we did the library, both sides as you're walking up towards the front door. And we had a lot of good comments on that. People love to see those flowers as we go up there. Then we took on the Rim Country Museum.
Wow.
Yeah, between the museum garden and then over to the, what's on the right of the museum, the ranger station, and then the hotel.
Okay.
So those areas are all being gardened right now by us. And what are some of the, NAMI headquarters. The NAMI headquarters, which was an asphalt parking lot with a manufactured home on it, and that's their headquarters, and nothing else. And it was just so stark there. So we planted trees and some bushes, waiting for those trees to grow up, but they're doing well. There are going to be some beautiful maples and a row along there, and then we've got whiskey barrels and some container gardens there. And this year's project for them is to we've got a bench on order, a High Country Garden Club bench, which is going to have a couple whiskey barrels on each side and some plants, flowers, and just to it's hard to warm up an asphalt parking lot. So this is what we're trying to get that done. And what am I missing?
Well, also, you're putting in the irrigation system, so these places don't have to worry about watering them, because we make sure that we maintain it and it keeps looking nice. We also do it at the chamber. We do the front of the chamber. We have a nice bench there too. And we put in a bunch of new flowers this spring, so hopefully it'll be very pretty come when it's summertime.
Granted, Dell's Roundabout's another one. We have one of our members, Karen Winder, has just been a heroine for us on that. She actually goes over there and waters. That's a pretty good sized roundabout when you start going there. We've got lots of plants in there. For years, the town didn't have any water in there. And we just said, this is kind of hard. We actually bought a tank. She would drive over there. She'd fill it up at her house, fortunately on a well, 35-gallon tank. Go over there. We bought a little pump. She'd water everything on there. 90 degrees, didn't matter. She was over there watering every couple of days to get everything growing. The town, we actually found that there was water there. We found a little container there and lifted it up and said, you know what, that's a water pipe.
Yeah.
We asked them, well, can we use that? Well, actually, we started using it before asking. One of those things where you, just do it.
Ask for forgiveness.
So we did it. So this year we're hoping to, one of the projects this year is gonna hook drip irrigation and a battery timer in
Oh,
there.
nice.
So that she doesn't have to go over and hand water. She's been taking a 100-foot hose, watering everything. If we can get it on a timer, we can get more plants in there. Eventually, I think that's gonna be a really busy intersection with the park
yeah.
over there. And
Yeah.
so we wanted to make sure that that was the welcoming introduction and colorful and make it look nice, so.
Yeah, and also with that road being redone, the road is so nice now with the sidewalks and
It
bike
is.
lanes, so seeing more pedestrians, people walking on that road, because before, boy, you took your life in your own hands if you were
There was
walking.
no sidewalks.
No
or
sidewalks,
anything.
and the hill, that hill was taken down a little bit, so visibility is a lot better. So yes, there'll be more people out there, so that's great to have that roundabout looking just really good.
We tried to do the other roundabout over on Manzanita.
That's a work in project.
There's no water,
Oh, okay.
there, and we have some of these fellows that have the big trucks with the wide wheels that like off-roading, and they take that as
Yeah.
an off-road, so they go over.
Over.
And
yeah.
so that you can't plant anything close to the edges there because they just trample it down.
Yes,
And
yeah.
we've had a little bit of that type of a problem over at Granite Hills, but not as bad.
No.
We can control that, so.
Yeah, and the top of the hill is kind of rounded, so the town's gonna help us mow it down a little bit at the top, so maybe we can get some nice plants going up there.
Anything we can do, anything we can do.
Yes.
It would be, but this is about almost as much as we can handle right now. We've been, just as I start writing things down for this year, we'll be, any new stuff is going to be finishing irrigation over at the museum, doing irrigation over at the roundabout, and then everybody will start planting. We'll have groups of people go over and start taking different sections and let's make them pretty. And then maintaining it, see what kind of a summer we have. Hopefully we'll have rain and we won't have to be watering extra, so.
And looking at your website, if people want to find out more about the club, different activities, look at the calendar, to find out how to join the club, the website is highcountrygarden.org. And on here, I see the join us, where did it go? Join us button. So
Yep.
it sounds like with all of these projects, potential projects, and projects that need to be completed, you're looking for some members, volunteers, people that would like to help out?
Like every organization, you'd like to have some younger ones in there too, just to, because there's an awful lot of us in their 80s, and while we're still out there working, we could use some assistance. So, and we did. We had some nice younger people, some
Yeah,
younger
they've
couples
done
come
an
in.
awesome job coming out and helping us get the work done. It's just wonderful to have more younger people. We just move kind of slow at our age.
Takes us longer to get anything done. We have 80 plus members right
Oh,
now.
okay.
80 plus
Nice.
members. We've been
Okay.
around for 28 years. It's not a brand new club, but we don't toot our own horn very well. We don't send articles in to the roundup like we should, and we know that. But it's just that we I guess prefer to be outside doing the work rather than
Yes, yeah.
you know,
Writing articles.
Writing articles,
Writing
doing all that
articles,
stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Well, the website, it is a really nice looking website. The logo,
Yeah.
HCGC, High Country Garden Club, looks really sharp. And again, membership, you can become an individual member, only $20 a year.
20 bucks, haven't raised that forever.
And a family membership, only 25.
Right, yeah.
So that's very, very reasonable. Then meetings, when are your meetings?
Thursday, first Thursday of the month,
Okay.
always, where we meet at 5:30 over at the cabin, the log cabin at the
Okay.
Mount Cross Lutheran Church. And we generally have a speaker. This month, for instance, coming up next week, a fellow named Ron Smith, who was a docent over at the museum, but he's also active in a couple of different sciences, astronomy and a few others, and he's very accomplished, but one of his specialties is birds.
Oh, wow.
And gardeners love birds generally in their areas, and so he's going to talk about attracting and preserving native birds in Payson. And he spoke recently at the Rim Country Museum and came away with rave reviews. So he'll be speaking to us next Thursday. Anybody is invited to come. And, we'd love to meet you, love to have visitors to our meetings and see what we're all about. It's a social club as well.
Yes.
We do social events during the year. We have picnics and things like that, and our Christmas dinner and other things that get together socially. But then we do community outreach. So we get to like the trunk or treat program, for instance, with the Parks and Rec. You'll find us there with a trunk. We do the annual plant sale, which we'll talk about today, and then closer when we get to it closer. That's the largest plant sale in Gila County, and it is huge, and it's become an annual event here. And we started working on that back in December.
We started working it back in September.
Wow.
Getting house plants ready for the sale. And it takes a long time to grow a house plant, so we start them early, so by the time we have the sale, they're really nice and beautiful, and people are really anxious to come and get those plants. You'd be amazed the crowds we get.
Oh, yeah, well, and there's so many benefits to coming to that plant sale and buying plants from the High Country Garden Club and members of the club, because not only are you getting a quality plant, because I think some people might not understand that if you go to a store, different places, now Plant Fair, they have quality plants down there, but you go to some of these other places, you just don't know what you're getting, and the success of it, growing and being able to plant it, and it can be discouraging. But the other thing is all of the knowledge that the garden club has. So I remember you talking about that,
right,
Jack, on a previous program. If someone's looking for a plant for their home, well, what is the sunlight? Does it have a lot of sunlight, or this or that? So they can be steered in the right direction to get a plant that will thrive in whatever environment they're putting it in.
Yeah, we have a leader or a person in charge of each area that we get. There's 10 different stations that we work with. And these people really know their stuff. I mean, and so you've got to, if we don't know, we'll look it up the best we can or tell you how to get an answer. We don't let someone just go wandering around and not knowing how to take care of this plant. But most of us know, does it need sun, does it need partial shade, what's the situation is.
Well, the plants are growing right now. These people started, seeds in their house, and most of them, like me, have either a folding table or a whole room. My office is half filled right now with seeds.
Wow.
Which may or may not make it. I've not been known to, but if I get half of them or something that I can give to Dorothy and say, okay, here's some Rutger tomatoes. I'm planting 25 of them this weekend. Now, can I get 25? I don't know. I should plant 50 to get 25 for me anyway. But we're growing these seeds, and I don't know, must have 40 members that are doing planting right now.
Yeah, and we started planting seeds 2 weeks ago for the sale. So you can see it takes a long time to get everything to a nice size for this sale. And the plant sale is our only fundraiser.
Wow.
So it's very important that we have quality at the sale. And these plants are grown locally. They've adjusted to the climate here, where if you get a plant from Phoenix, it may not survive because it's not used to the cooler days.
And when you talk about our only fundraiser, maybe people would be interested in knowing, we don't save that money. Our board doesn't take a cruise to have our board meetings. Well, I'd like to, but I've got voted down on that.
Voted you down. Oh, boy.
We spend that money locally on direct charity, plus the community outreach projects. So we work with the Payson Unified School District, and their student in need program. So we get gift cards for some of the grocery stores, and we also get some gift cards for the fast food restaurants. We give those to the nurse twice a year. And she doles those out to students who are in need. She knows, and she knows that teachers come to her and say, this person is wearing the same clothes, for instance, every day. We know that there's a problem there. And so last fall, we bought a whole bunch of sweatshirts and sweatpants. That's what they asked for.
Yeah.
So we buy that, you know, and then the Friends of Rim Country out at the college, they have a similar program. Students who don't maybe have the gas, they don't have money for gas to get to school, or for a program that needs a fee for testing or something like that, they might be a little short, and they go to the Friends of Rim Country. So we donate directly to them. The Student Weekend Food Program at the Payson Methodist Church,
that's right.
they do that. So we give to that. The Historical Society now, we've been, their funds are directly coming from, you know, the public, and now we got involved with them. We see what a terrific asset that is to our community. And then of course the Warming Center. That's the big catch-all for the whole community, that you know that they do so much good. So these are places that we just write checks to as much as we can.
Yes.
You know, as much as we can.
We also do a collection for the Warming Center for clothing and stuff like that. We do that about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we do that.
Anything to help them.
Wow. Again, if you're just tuning in or just started watching on our KRIM Radio Facebook live stream, talking with Jack Plutte and Dorothy Howell, they're both members of the High Country Garden Club, and we mentioned the big plant sale, biggest in Gila County. I mean, the number of plants that you guys have out there, it is something, and the amount of people that come to buy plants and look forward to it every year. It's amazing, but we haven't told anyone the date so far.
We've kept that a secret.
Yes.
It's going to be on May 3rd.
May 3rd,
and this is a 5-hour window to buy from 7 to noon, and it is intense. From 7 to noon.
Yeah.
And we will sell over 1,200 plants in that time period. And we also have a tremendous raffle. We get some really nice raffle prizes. And the way we run the raffle is the way a lot of them do now. They put a bucket in front of the item, and then people put a ticket in that so that they have a better chance if they really like a particular item. We've got some neat stuff. And we also have a bake sale. All the members that we can get baking, and we do that too. Those are all part of the fun, you know, part of the fundraising. So it's a fun day, because we also have 5 or 6 vendors with garden-related items that are out there also, just to kind of round up the whole thing. Parking is excellent. We're at the east end of the Bashas Shopping Center, next to Manzanita. We've been there for years. All the tents are up there, good parking and everything. We do take credit cards now, and that helped last year too. That was our first year, and that worked out well too.
That does. It makes it so convenient.
Oh yeah.
So people don't have to have cash. If they do, great. But if they don't, they can still purchase plants. So, goodness, over 1,200, that's like 250 plants an hour you are selling.
Yeah.
Wow. I have about over 400 vegetable plants, just by themselves.
Oh, 400!
And amazingly, I had 3 little scraggly ones that didn't do well. I had under the table.
Yeah.
Those didn't sell. That was all I had left.
Do you have a trailer? How do you get them there, Dorothy? How do you get all these plants?
Rich Johnson.
Rich.
Rich Johnson.
Yeah.
Rich and Jan Pritchard arranged all of the
transport.
Transport. I mean, right now they are booking trucks and trailers, and Rich has a schedule all written out. We will be at Dorothy's house at 2 o'clock Thursday, and we need some help over there loading all of her plants into the trailer. They'll be parked there, and then the truck will pick them all up the next day. So this goes on to all of the different categories that we have. Okay, so that'll all happen. And then where we rent, borrow, beg tables for this, we get about 58 tables or something that we need, plus the big tents. It all gets done.
Wow.
All gets done, and we utilize U-Turn for Christ to help, because last year we just realized we can't do this anymore ourselves. It's just we're lifting up too much stuff, and the local Mormon church also has sent people over to help us. they're the ones that dress nice, so
Yeah.
they really look nice out there. So we look so formal, don't we?
Yeah, but you know, those fellas do an awesome
Yeah,
job. They
they
are
do.
so welcomed, and they're so kind and nice, and
Mhm.
we just love them.
Yeah, we've got good assistants.
So yeah, quite the production. And you said 10 like different categories. So you mentioned vegetable. So you have all the different vegetable plants out there. What are the other types of plants that you sell?
Okay, we have vegetables, we have herbs, we have house plants, we have xeriscape plants, succulents, cactuses,
Iris.
irises.
Iris is a huge,
Oh,
huge.
wow.
Yeah, we had close to 400 irises last year, too.
Yeah, and we've got them
Different
split.
kinds, not just yellow and purple.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful bearded irises, they're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're spread all over the town right now.
Yeah,
I've got 65 of them in my back on a deck.
Mhm.
I'm fostering.
You're
Well,
fostering irises.
They usually give me things only that I can't
Kill?
can't kill.
You can't
Yeah.
kill?
All they ask me to do is, if we don't get any rain or moisture, would I please water them every
Yeah.
couple of weeks to get, so I've done that faithfully.
So this is, to anyone listening and watching, it's very encouraging that you are this open, Jack, that you are letting everyone know. You're the president of the High Country Garden Club, and you have, it
I don't
sounds
tell
like,
people that.
well, it sounds like you have a light green thumb. Not a
Yeah.
true,
Oh,
like,
very.
real green
Yeah.
thumb, but a light green thumb. And so you don't have to be a master gardener,
No,
or.
that's the purpose of our club, Chris.
Yeah.
We show them how to start plants from a seed.
Yes.
We show them how to start them from a cutting.
Uh-huh.
We show them what the soil should be composed of to make things grow better. And we have all these speakers that come in and educate us.
Mhm.
So if you don't know, this is a place to learn how to garden. And with the economy like it is right now, gardening really sounds good.
Yes, so it is, it definitely, it sounds like, and it is a safe place where, again, if you're not real familiar or knowledgeable on gardening, do not be intimidated and feel like, oh, well, I'm not gonna come to the High Country Garden Club because I'll get laughed at, or I'll be exposed, and they'll know right away that I don't know anything about gardening. That's the point. They want, and you want to have members because there's probably a good mix of both. You get people that come in that do know and do have a lot of experience, but then you get people that have a desire, but they don't have the knowledge and they want to learn.
When people
Yeah,
are
we
talking,
get
you just
people
nod your
that,
head.
we get people that have gardened differently in different areas.
Oh, okay.
And we are very different up here. We have this lovely granite soil and clay soil that's not in other
Yeah.
areas. So
Yeah.
you have to learn how to handle that and how to get the soil where you can produce something in it.
I remember coming out here from Pennsylvania. My father, he did a lot of gardening planting at our house back in PA. And when he would plant something, it was just a nice small hole the size of the pot, or
Yeah.
the size is very small, and boop, you stick it in there, and maybe give it a little water. But I mean, you don't have to worry about the soil, that it's too dense, or that you have to dig a larger
Nice
hole.
soil.
Yeah, and then I come out here and I see people planting and they're digging a hole that's twice the size of the pot. They're putting all the soil in.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
I had never seen a drip system growing up. They didn't have drip systems back there. I didn't know what it was. I see all of this little water coming out on the plant, and I'm like, what is that? And a friend of mine, that's a drip system. Come on, you don't know that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, well,
So-
you will.
Yeah, so there's so many people that have relocated, have moved to Arizona from somewhere else, and maybe they're familiar with gardening in the Midwest, back east, up north, where, like you said, Dorothy, it is different here.
I mean, planning from Phoenix to Gila County to Flagstaff, it's all very different.
Mm.
The time of year when you put your plants in the ground is different. And that's the purpose of our club. We're not to intimidate anybody. We love to teach people.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
And we have tons of people who are not part of the garden club that volunteer to help for the plant sale, because they want to learn too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, one of the other people that members of the club, Glenn and Linda McCombs, out at Plant Fair Nursery, have been just tremendous supporters of the club and the community.
Yeah.
And that's another huge resource. You can always go in there and ask Glenn any question you want about gardening. And he has donated so many plants and trees to our projects.
Wow.
So that when we go in there, he'll say, what you getting today? Well, we're gonna buy some plants for the visitor center. He'll say, well, I'll donate these bigger ones, okay? And,
wow.
you know, we walk out of there and it, you know, so it leaves our treasury a little more intact, but he donates so much to us, and he's a great resource for us.
That's an amazing family business that they've been here, wow, they've been here, I want to say 30 years or more.
Probably more than that.
Yeah, more than 30 years. And everything they've done, Glenn and Linda and now
Brad too.
And Lisa and yeah, just all of them, you know, the family. It is amazing. Such a great asset to the community.
We're thankful for him, believe me, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is good. So again, the big High Country Garden Club plant sale, again, May 3rd, and we're gonna have you back on and to talk more about that plant sale because, goodness, there can be a whole program just talking about the
Yeah, we're
plant sale.
looking forward to that, and the week before, we're gonna be on April 28th on that Tuesday, I think, before, so we're looking forward to it. That will be a busy week. We will be
Very.
busy little bunnies that week.
Yep, so again, if you want to learn more about the High Country Garden Club, the website is highcountrygarden.org. You can contact the Garden Club through the website. There's also a Facebook page as well, High Country Garden Club. Their meetings are the first Thursday of the month at 5:30 p.m. at the Log Cabin at Mount Cross Lutheran Church. That's 601 East Highway 260 right here in Payson. And they'd love to see you. They'd love to see you if you want to learn more about gardening, house plants, vegetable plants, herbs, whatever it is. Come on out and join. And also they're a fun group too, like you said. It's a social group.
We try to have fun, you know.
Yeah.
It's not too serious. Gardening shouldn't be too serious.
It's fun.
You can't get upset when something doesn't grow.
No, well, and you know what? It can be frustrating though. It can be frustrating, especially if you don't have like a natural green thumb, or you don't know, and what you don't know, you don't know. So the club, you know, can help you, so you're not frustrated, so you're not feeling like you're just throwing money down the drain.
Yeah, and you don't have, even if you have your brown thumb, we'll teach you how to make it green.
Brown thumb, black thumb, I mean, yeah.
Dorothy gave me 17 geraniums to hold on to for the sale, and she said, you can't kill them, so don't worry about it.
You can't kill them?
So far I haven't. Yeah, they're still alive. Today they have flowers and they're beautiful.
Wow.
People are going to buy these 17 geraniums and they're gorgeous. So
yeah. So you're fostering them as well?
Yeah, they're in my office. So
Okay.
but they're going out to the greenhouse now. If the weather holds, I can take them out of the greenhouse during the day.
Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at night there's a heater on, so I'm keeping them warm at night, and during the day I'm putting them out in the sunshine. So they're going to be beautiful plants. So they're ready to go in the ground now, actually. So.
Yeah, those were started in September.
Or they're
Wow.
okay. They're great.
Wow.
They're great.
There you go. So looking forward to that again. The big High Country Garden Club plant sale, May 3rd. Put it on your calendars now. Because, wow, over 1,200 plants sold at that event, 5 hours of just, goodness, chaos.
It is. It's very intense. It's very fast moving, but there's help in every area. Every area has help in it. People can come into that area and ask questions. Everything's into a specific section. We got 5 people at the checkout stands. We take credit cards. You can buy something at the bake sale and walk around and munch on it. It would be nice if you offered us a cookie, if you buy a cookie. But
Yeah, we don't get to get over there.
certainly not mandatory, and you'll like the raffle too.
Oh, that's right, all,
Three
and
things.
we'll talk about that on the next program, just
Exactly.
all of the raffle prizes, everything that'll be going on. Again, it's controlled chaos, so
Yeah.
many things happening at the same time, but you're guaranteed to have a wonderful time there. All right, well, thank you both, Jack, Dorothy, for coming on this morning. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching, and also thank you to One Tom Plumber for sponsoring our Community Spotlight program. Time to get back to the music now with some KRIM, James Taylor, Van Halen, and more. But first, let's get an update from the National Weather Service. You guys have a beautiful day.